Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. A very happy new year to everybody. Hope everyone has a very happy 2021. I know it's been a long time since I posted any new content here, so thank you for being here, and I really hope you enjoy what you watch. It's an expressive way of painting tulips, so keep watching. So as far as supplies go, I've used Ash's cold press watercolor paper. It's a rough, and I have kept a selection of brushes. I'm going to be mostly using just one brush or two, just fine for the fine details. And this is a mop brush. And I think I'll be using my regular Kolinsky sable brush. I think it's a number 5, and maybe a detail brush. But you could get away with just one too. And as far as the supplies go, and as far as the technique goes, I usually just paint with water first, just plain clean water, and then I drop my pigment and I let the pigment take its own path. I don't meddle with it at all, and I just let it be and keep working around the page, and I go back once an area is part dry. I drop in more pigment, maybe to darken the value or to add a new color. So primarily it's the wet and wet technique, and just go with the flow. Don't try to go back with a thirsty brush, or rather a brush which is dry. It's going to pick up your pigment from there. So for the most part, you're going to see me do that time and again. I go back, drop in more pigment, darken the values, maybe even lift some of the color at some point to lighten the area. So all I'm looking for is the form of a tulip. So that's what's going on in my mind. I'm not really looking to paint a photorealistic tulip, a painting of a tulip. Here I'm trying to express myself, and I'm trying to just play with my pigments, just enjoy myself thoroughly with painting, where I'm not bound by any rules. I'm not bound by a picture reference. It's all just imaginatory. I'm not even looking at a reference picture. I'm asked this a lot of time, if I have a reference picture in front of me. If I do, I will definitely share it with you, but I do not have a reference picture, and for the most part I don't like to keep a reference picture in front of me, because you kind of try to replicate that, you try to imitate that, and in the process it gets very tight. The painting gets very tight, and the line between a tight and an overworked painting is very slim, just as the line between an expressive painting and a very expressive over loose painting which has no form or rhythm to it is also a very thin line. So that's the reason I have tried to keep the footage for this whole thing as with very few edits, where I have and I'm trying to mix colors or something, because I want you to realize that this is a very slow process. You just have to wait for the water to sink in a little bit, the paper absorbs the water, and then drop in some more pigment. Wait for it a little bit and then drop it. So that's how you kind of achieve your form for the whole whatever you're trying to paint. In the future, I plan to make some more videos and go into detail about this, but for now I thought I'll just chip in and I'll try and explain a little bit of what I'll be doing here. So at this point, you see me trying to achieve some soft edges. To anything, there's a soft and a hard edge. So I prefer to have a little bit of softness to the whole painting, and I achieve that by either splashing water or a watery mix of pigment, of mix of colors. And I prefer to use the same colors just to keep with the same limited color palette that I'm already using. So that's what you're seeing me do here, just splashing some water and watery mix of color. And so here I'm adding the final darks, just trying to darken the center of the tulips to give it a little more form and shape. And I think that's about it. I won't be doing anything more on it because I don't want to lose the light of the paper. The thing with such expressive work is the more you keep adding pigment and color to an already wet paper, the chances are your final painting can get muddied. Since I don't work in layers where your first layer is dry and then you go over it again, that's a whole different technique of painting. But right now I'm not doing that, and I want to save the whites of the paper, and that line between working and overworking is a very thin line, and better to stop short of where you know that it might get muddied. So at this point I think I'm just going to let it dry and leave it alone, and if I feel like it needs a little more work, I might then dampen the paper again and go with a little more darks. But apart from that, I don't think I'll be doing any more work on this one. So yeah, I really hope you liked it. And before I go, I'd like to thank all those who messaged me or left me a comment asking where I was and why I stopped posting on YouTube. I really appreciate your care and concern, and I think it's right for me to at least explain myself a little bit for having just gone away. Well, it's just that I started to have very few views on my videos, and you know how it is. It can get demotivating sometimes when you post something and there's hardly any views, and so that's the reason I stopped posting. Maybe I was just thinking maybe my content was not that interesting, or maybe my present, I don't know. It's just that I was a little bit disappointed and I stopped filming, although I was filming as much as I could, but I was not posting it, I was not uploading it here. So yeah, that was the reason that I stopped posting for a while. And although my subscriptions went up, my the views were falling. So I don't know, maybe it's just the algorithm, or just that people were fast forwarding it. And if that doesn't happen, if I don't get the likes or the subscriptions or the views, mainly the views, my channel doesn't show up in the search. So even if I had uploaded, you guys wouldn't have found me if you had not subscribed to me. So it was like a cycle there. And yeah, that was just the reason for which I had stopped uploading here. So if you don't subscribe to my channel or you don't leave me a comment, my channel doesn't show up. And it's not that I get to monetize my channel anyway if I don't get enough views. So all of that contributes, and I think it was slightly disappointing for me because I had put in so much effort into this channel. But I decided to take a break and then see where it went. So I concentrated mostly on my Etsy shop and my freelance work. So yeah, so if you want to see more content, be sure to subscribe and maybe hit the like button, watch my videos completely, even if you're getting bored. But yes, for the most part, that was just the reason why I stopped uploading. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon in the next video. Bye.